As You Like It did not appear in print until the first folio in 1623. The play is considered by some to be the most refined and exquisite of Shakespeare's comedies. As You Like It is based on Thomas Lodge's Rosalind of Euphues's Golden Legacy in 1590. Shakespeare follows Lodge's plot of Rosalind closely and develops many of the situations and characters. However, he retains little of the brutality of Lodge's novel. And perhaps most significantly, Shakespeare adds the characters Touchstone and Jacques, neither of whom appear in Lodge's text. While Jacques and Touchstone have little effect on the main plot, the Forest of Arden would be much duller, and the play much less interesting, without their presence. One theme of this play is that nature provides freedom. One finds many woods in the Forest of Arden, many possibilities. What would happen if a lover were tested to assess the strength and quality of his love? What would happen if the test were secretly administered by his true love in disguise? What would happen if a woman fell in love with a man who was really another woman in disguise? What would happen if a villain at court was shown mercy in the forest? Would such men change? Is love fickle or unwavering? What would happen? The Forest of Arden is both a reference to Les Ardents, since the play is set in France, and the Arden Forest near Shakespeare's birthplace. In fact, the forest bears the name of Shakespeare's mother, Mary Arden, and was quite possibly a direct reference to the forest on her family's estate. In England at the time, a forest was merely any area designated by law as a forest, regardless of the number of trees. Thus, as we read lines about the skirts of the forest and this desert place, we should not be put off or confused. The Arden Forest is not necessarily one with a lot of trees, a fact which perhaps makes Orlando's abuse of them that much more discouraging when he hangs his poetry on the few under which the company can find shelter. Woods, on the other hand, signify clearly an area of many trees. We find a reference to woods in the play A Midsummer Night's Dream. In As You Like It, we find a forest. The women go into a dangerous man's world when they enter the forest, one without the protections of court or refinement of a lady's world. Yet there is a type of freedom in escaping to the forest. The Arden Forest represents liberty and refuge to the women, not just from Duke Frederick, but also from the restrictions of being female for Rosalind. Even Duke Senior finds a type of freedom while exiled in the forest, and he says so. All the characters find freedom from station and social status as they unite in a common cause of survival and mutual aid. Court life is contrasted with country life in this play. This is another theme, for while human nature is shown to be full of greed and self-aggrandizement at court, it is one of mutual aid and compassion in the forest. Camaraderie exists in the forest, while enmity grows at court. However, one finds a kind of brutality in both court and country, as expressed in Amiens in his song. Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Hey-ho, sing hey-ho unto the green holly, most friendship is feigning most loving folly. Freeze, freeze, thou bitter sky, that does not bite so nigh as benefits forgot. Though thou the waters warp, thy sting is not so sharp as friend remembered not. Note the different forms of unkindness, coldness, and stinging found in each place, one with the rude elements of nature, the other with the much more brutal behavior and attitudes of society. A third theme is that of contrasting qualities of love. 4 sets of lovers display 2 general types or qualities of love. Substantial love. Herein we find Orlando and Rosalind, and Oliver and Celia. On the other side, very superficial love is where we find Silvius and Phoebe, and Touchstone and Audrey. Finally, we find the theme of mercy in this play. Orlando forgives Oliver. Duke Senior forgives Duke Frederick. The religious man offers absolution to Duke Frederick, and no one seems bothered by Rosalind fooling them all into believing that she was a man. As You Like It is one of only 4 Shakespearean plays in which the playwright gave the boy actors, who played women, more words than he gave the actors who played men. Helena, in All's Well That Ends Well, speaks 3,380 words. Imogen, in Cymbeline, speaks 4,390 words. Portia, in The Merchant of Venice, speaks 4,610 words. And Rosalind, in As You Like It, speaks 5,700 words. Cross-dressing, love triangles, and sibling rivalry, all situated in an extended commentary on country living versus courtly living, a distinction Shakespeare was quickly learning since his move to London and his association with the 3rd Earl of Southampton. All this and more is offered in this quintessential comedy by William Shakespeare.